opponent is about 1500. He has played the move e4. I'm gonna stick to my popular line co-authored with Eugene Albert from my black book, the Hyper Accelerated Dragon, c5 and g6. And the idea here is that I'm gonna try to take on d4, then try to develop the bishop on g7 and put pressure on that center. So that's the idea, at least. And so far so good. We are in the main line, and this is very popular opening. For those of you who are not sure the name, it's called Hyper Accelerated Dragon or simply Accelerated Dragon. The move order could really vary a little bit. Sometimes people play g6, sometimes knight c6. Now knight f6 is the main line. And my opponent plays very common sense move bishop c4. Here black can castle or queen a5. Let's try queen a5, immediately posing issues. Now you may wonder, why do I play this specific, by the way, he just dropped the pawn. Why do I play this specific way? The reason is I don't play the regular dragon to simply sidestep the Yugoslav attack. It's a very sharp variation. And my opponent drops a pawn. I simply take it, and I'm gonna castle, complete development. So far so good. And let's see, do I play d6? Let's play d6. Simply get the other bishop out. Not only my pawn up, he's got some serious structural damages. So endgame is my friend. I don't mind trading, because in the endgame the extra pawn will pretty much be the winning advantage for me. So this is a 3-minute game, so I have to play a little bit quickly. Let's see, is bishop g5 a threat? Probably not, because the queen is guarding that square. So notice I have to keep an eye on that pressure. I develop my last piece, the bishop, on c8. He takes. I was going to take with the bishop. Now bishop d4 is what I expect. That would be a good decision. Try to put pressure on my pawn. Okay, good job. So I kind of have to play aggressive now. It creates a backwards d pawn, but honestly I have very beautiful pawn structure in the center, the e and the d pawn. One of them is an extra pawn. I'm about to play e4, and should I play e4 now? E4 now. Let's try e4 now and put pressure on that c3 pawn. I expect queen to drop back to e2 or f1. Queen d2 runs into a very serious tactical problem. Can you guys spot it? Yep, it's bishop takes c3, skewering those rook and the queen. Now let's take and hit the rook. That's the second pawn. And now if I play d4, he's simply going to take it. So I'm going to play bishop b5, hitting that queen. If rook takes, bishop takes, my queen is protected. And little by little, white is running out of options. Yep, he duly resigned. So good job. So again, let me just quickly review where he went wrong. So the opening looked pretty normal, and then all of a sudden I created a threat, right? This is a pin, and my opponent did not notice. Well, what can I say? Prophylactic thinking, guys, right? I keep asking you to simply pose a question. What's my opponent's next move? What's his threat? So queen a5 is putting pressure, and he just simply blundered the pawn. Look at that. Well, you can't play chess like that. You're gonna give me all your pawns. All right, let's see if we can get more games going. All right, I've got a game.